this project was one of the first things that the Prime Minister rolled out on coming into office. We heard about it, sounded like a great initiative, stemmed out of a past project that was trying to make some waves but didn't reach our objectives. What can you tell us about the NTI? I know COVID has put a spoke in the wheel of everything. How are we getting the NTI rolling right now?
Yeah, well, interesting you say COVID has put a spoke in the wheel. I think COVID has actually highlighted just how visionary it is, but how much we've needed it. You've highlighted what it is. The mission is to equip Barbadians with knowledge and skills and values to be citizens of good character and competence in a digital world, right? We live in a new world, and really we need to transform. All of us need to transform to be ready and prepared. And of course, since COVID, we have a lot of time as well. People often have more time on their hands to do so. So our vision is to create, I guess, a better Barbadian, a more confident, conscious, creative, community-minded citizen. We want to empower people, and we're excited about it. nti.org.bb is the website, and there's tons being rolled out, including, we went through our own little transformation, because when we first started, we were called the National Training Initiative.
Yes.
We ourselves have transformed into a National Transformation Initiative, because it is that is needed, an entire transformation of ourselves, myself included.
Yeah. So where do we start, Alex? What are some of the first things that we are looking at in getting this project moving to the next step, which is seeing the people being trained?
Right. Well, we already have courses up and running on nti.org.bb. We have courses there already, including an online safety course. The ILO is also rolling out some courses on our site, including a core skills course, an occupational health and safety course, an entrepreneurship course. And the NTI is very excited about our flagship course called the Citizenship course, being the best Bajan, which will be ready very shortly as well. And we're going to have all sorts of things on there, including intro to sign language, intro to coding. We have to do business in a new way, so we need all these things. Financial literacy course, digital literacy course. But, the NTI is not a typical training tool. I think historically we've been guilty, like many parts of the region and world, of teaching in a sort of one-dimensional way. And this is not, the NTI is the opposite of that. We want you to take the word training loosely. It's not just sort of a course as you would imagine from school days, etc. There are all kinds of courses online, but we have other, transformational materials on there as well, including media and series. Seth Bavell, the comedian, who you will know very well, he's doing a pretty humorous course, series, should I say, called Lowy Reason, which you'll be able to see on there. I am also doing something. Yeah. It's going to be funny. I'm also doing something called Barbados Real, where I am looking at the Star Bajans. This is one of the initiatives of the NTI to create Star Bajans. It's a bit of a double entendre. STAR, STARR, is an acronym, right, as to what the NTI plans to do, which is select, train, assess, review, and recognize, because, there will be a certification granted at the end of these courses, right? You're not just taking them, you'll have something to show for it afterwards. But also Star Bajans. I mean, I don't know what it conjures in your mind, but for me, it conjures the best of Barbados. And in my series, Barbados Real, I'll be looking at some ordinary citizens around the country who I feel are the best of Barbados.
Well, the first thing I think about when I think about Star Bajan is Rihanna. I think about, she is like the best of Barbados, and of course she's our biggest ambassador globally. So I think about an icon like her. How can we create more of those through your
Rihanna's extraordinary. Rihanna's extraordinary. And of course, she is a Star Bajan, literally, metaphorically, in all of the ways. But I always get a little nervous when people point to Rihanna first, because Rihanna is one in a million. And of course, Rihanna has become extraordinarily popular and wealthy. for a lot of good reasons, right? But there are many Starbadians who you've never heard of. So it's not just sort of star, like, superstar celebrity. That's not the
Right.
only meaning of this, but rather, people who are important and valuable within their community, people who think about more than themselves, who have an idea of that. And of course, Rihanna's a Starbajan in many ways in terms of being a self-possessed entrepreneur, right? How
I'm
much
philanthropist too.
self-belief, how much self-belief did that girl have, right?
Yeah.
To burst onto the global stage and say, yeah, you see me here, and say it in her Barbadian accent, and to be herself at every stage of that journey. Indeed, she's also really a Starbajan.
Yeah. This website, you say it's NTI.org. Is that the web?
.org.bb.
.bb. So you go,
NTI.org.bb.
perfect. So you go to that website and you see what is on offer.
Yeah,
I
you log
remember.
on.
Mm-hmm.
You log on, you sort of register, and then there's lots of stuff to see there already. And as I told you, more courses are rolling out as we speak and in the weeks to come. So it's great. Really want you guys to check that out. Also check us out on social media, NTI
Sweet.
Starbajan. Yeah, we're on Instagram and Facebook, etc. There we are. Shaping the
Yep.
Starbajan.
Let's put a pause there. You got to explain that term. What exactly is an artivist?
Well, first of all, I can't claim the term. I wonder if it was Adrian Green's term. I think it was. I give credit to whomever it is, but I love it. Right, artist and activist. An artivist is
Okay.
I guess the combination. The idea that we use our art for good, for the society, towards betterment for all. So that's why we're artivists.
Lovely.
If you please.
I like the term. I like the term.
Yeah,
Now
it's
looking
cool,
at the
man.
numbers, yeah, the numbers of people, the people who can get involved in this program. At first, when we launched the National Training Initiative, it was a cap, wasn't it? A cap?
No, there was no cap. There was no cap. I understand. I'm not sure how that. I think it was something to do with the Ministry of Labor. They said the employability project, they had a cap on 3 courses. There's no cap on the NTI. This is open and free to all Barbadians. It is also for people with disabilities. It is 0 rated, which means that you don't use your Wi-Fi, you don't use your data. It is absolutely free, offered to the people of Barbados by the Barbadian government. So no cap. Each and every one, get on there and have a look and see what you can learn and how you can add, how we can get better. I think this, one of the parts of the ethos of the NTI is this idea that we learn for life. I think it was another misconception from school days that you sort of went to school, you learned, and then you went into the working world, which is not at all true. We learn every day, all of our lives long. We should be hungry and thirsty for knowledge. The world has changed so fast. There's tons still to learn. So this is free, 0 rated for all Barbadians, and of course accessible also for people with disabilities. In fact,
Sweet.
One of our change artivists is Maria Holder Small, who will be addressing inclusion and equality for people with disabilities. She's a fascinating, very funny young woman. So you can see some of her stuff on there as well. She has done some work with the Barbados Workers Union and also with Adrian Green, and they're doing some training for tourism unemployed workers. So there's going to be tons of transformational materials on that site, nti.org.bb. Save it in your favorites, get online, and work your way through.
Yeah, I already put it on our Facebook page, and our Facebook viewers are eating it up, and I'm sure that many people will be checking this out today and in the days ahead. Alex, you spoke about certification. Where is the certification expected? What type of certification are you talking about once you complete some of these courses?
Well, it will be on the website. You finish the course and you will have a physical certificate to show and prove that you have been through it and that you've got and that you have that knowledge. So I think that people like to have something, don't they? I mean, even though I believe that you learn for learning's sake, I think it's important, especially for people who are out of work at this time, to feel not only that they're learning, but they also have something to show for it, which will propel them into their next position or their next place or next place of employment. So that will be available for everyone who completes a course with the National Transformation Initiative. But
That's
transformation
what.
is at the core of it, Shane. I mean,
Mhm.
don't we all need to transform? I think we do some things really well in our country, and I think there are lots of things to be applauded. And my series, Barbados Real, will be highlighting, our wonderful Barbadians and how they do it. But of course, there's area for transformation. Wouldn't you agree?
I
There's
do
space.
agree. At every level, for every individual, there's a way that we can improve. There's a way that we can transform ourselves. And I was telling Peter earlier this morning, I used my birthday just gone a week ago or
Happy
so,
belated.
to thank you very much, to just reflect and see what I can do better going forward. And that word transformation is so key. Maybe I need to now include that into my vocabulary. How can I transform myself into being a better me? So I'll join the wave and go on nti.org.bb and see what courses are on offer so I can be a better agent too, because there's always room for improvement. But what I want to know, you get this certification, you go to, well, you get the training, and you see that job offer, that application somewhere that you can sign off for some level of employment. I know this will be great for entrepreneurs too, and prospective
Oh, yes,
entrepreneurs.
and we're going to
But
have an entrepreneurial course as well from the ILO. That will be up shortly.
perfect. But you go into that workplace and you're getting ready for that interview, and you have your certificate. Will that help you not only to get your foot into door, but to stay into the building as well? And I think
Yes,
that's what people want to know.
I think on two levels. One, it's not these are not sort of traditional type courses, and I think that will help in terms of solidifying some fundamental and core values that I feel are missing in the Barbadian workplace. I mean, employers complain about it, managers complain about it, and certainly if you're going somewhere and involving yourself in a business, as a Barbadian, you might complain about it, and those core skills are being on offer. But yes, also as an addition to your CV, when you're sending people what
Yep.
you've been doing and you don't have anything on there since you left secondary school, well, it looks like, well, what have you been doing? So you can add these onto your CV, onto your bio, and show people not only that are you continuing your education, continuing to develop yourself, but here is some, hardwired certification to prove it.
Listen, we're getting a number of questions, and I'll answer them as we have about 2 minutes left. Sarah Sewell wants to know, how can the diaspora get involved in the NTI?
This is the wonderful thing about the virtual world, Sarah Sewell. The same way, nti.org.bb, log on, and we would be delighted to have you. The diaspora is such an important part of Barbados, and what was it? More Barbadians living outside of Barbados than here at home. So yes, also available to them, and we'd be delighted to have them involved and get their feedback as well. So they have so much to offer. They might be able to add some content to our site. So thanks for that question, Sarah. nti.org.bb is the site.
Tyrone James wants to know, would these certificates be recognized in other countries like Canada?
Yeah, when you complete all the quizzes, the certificate is generated. You have to create the course. I'm sure it will be recognized. It's like anything. Anywhere you go in the world, people will look at what you've done. And this is, National Transformation Initiative from the government of Barbados. Of course, it's recognized. Did you not hear the throne speech? It's a big week for us.
A very big week, very big week. So many things happening and so much information coming that we've been trying to share with our viewers. Alex, always a pleasure. I really hope to see you soon, because we want to hear more about some of the other courses connected to the NTI. But of course, you can go to nti.org.bb to get all of the information there. More will be coming in the days and weeks ahead. But Alex, we will be connecting with you again. So hopefully sometime next week you can share a bit more on the NTI and get Barbadians transformed and get Barbados transformed in a big way.